Now, one of the other units that is used to measure energy or work is the calorie. And calories, I'm sure you're quite familiar with because people talk all the time about how many calories are in this food or that food. The calorie itself actually has a definition that comes from heat. Calorie is defined as the amount of energy needed to heat 1 gram of water 1 degree Celsius warmer. Now, how much is a gram of water? Well, water is a special thing. It was built into the metric system, so 1 gram of water is the same as 1 milliliter of water or 1 cubic centimeter of water. Doesn't work for everything, but it does work for water. How much is a milliliter or a cubic centimeter? About the size of a sugar cube, about the size of a bouillon cube, or about the size of 1 small jelly bean. So if you take this small quantity of water and you make it 1 degree Celsius hotter, you have used 1 calorie of energy. And that is that definition of a calorie. Now, calories, as you know, are used in food a lot. They're also used in heat. And primarily this chapter, we're going to talk a lot about joules of energy. And so there's 4.184 joules are equivalent to 1 calorie. One of the things that is tricky is the fact that a food calorie is not a heat calorie. The calories we were talking about in the previous slide actually were heat calories. A food calorie is a kilocalorie, or 1,000 heat calories are going to actually be equivalent to 1 food calorie. This can be very, very tricky. Some dietitians and some actual professions, they use capital C in the word calorie when they're talking about food calories. I think that can be very, very tricky, especially if somebody is writing and you have to be very careful if it's calorie or calorie. So I am going to stick to kilocalories when we're describing food calories and not just big C calories, because I would get confused. If you would happen to go to another country and diet and you were reading the packaging, they are very often going to have the calorie count, or how much energy is in food, given in kilojoules as well as kilocalories. Now, kilocalories are the old-fashioned calories you and I are used to, and kilojoules of energy. Here is another food item, sultanas, which are just pretty much the same as raisins. Energy is 375 kilojoules per 30 gram serving, or 1,245 kilojoules of energy. And here's another one. I'm not sure what this food is, kilojoules and kilocalories. So you will see both. It depends on what you're doing. Now, food calories is the amount of food energy we actually eat in a day. The average person consumes right around 2,000 kilocalories per day. If you are older like I am and I don't exercise as much as I would like to say I could exercise, I probably have to consume a little bit less than that to prevent myself from gaining weight. If you are young and very, very active, you can easily consume 2,500 calories per day and you're going to be a very healthy person. If you are a high energy athlete, you're going to actually consume more than that. But I am a typical person. I have been on diets on and off most of my life, and there is some really nifty math behind dieting. If anybody wants to lose 1 pound of fat, now 1 pound of fat is approximately the same volume or size as 1 pound of butter. What that means is you have to not eat 3,500 kilocalories. So diets then, seeing that most people eat like 2,000 or 2,500 a day, diets that say that you can lose multiple pounds in one day, you are just dehydrating yourself. The human body just doesn't typically want that many calories in a day unless you are burning lots and lots of calories because you are just burning it off through excessive exercise. So let's do a problem using work energy and this concept of calories. I do not like grocery shopping. I do it because I don't want myself or my family to starve. But let's do a problem having to do with grocery shopping. So I've got a grocery cart, and I am pushing on my cart with a force of 75 newtons, 70 newtons, 70 newtons, and at an angle of 25 degrees below the horizontal. I go down an aisle which is 10 meters long. Okay, so one aisle is 10 meters, and there are a total of 12 aisles in the grocery store. I want to know how much work have I done. Well, work is equivalent to the force that is in the same direction or parallel to the displacement. So I don't want the entire 70 newtons. I just want this component of the force. This is the adjacent side. So my force is going to be my 70 newtons. Adjacent means I'm going to use cosine of 25 degrees times my displacement of 10 meters. And when I do that, I get 634 Newton meters of work that has been done. Now, a Newton meter is equivalent to a joule, so 634 joules. But it says that my grocery store contains 12 aisles that I go down. So this is the amount of energy for one aisle. And so I want to know, if I go down 12 aisles, how much energy do I use? Well, that's going to be 12 times 634. Total amount of energy, 7,608 joules. That's a lot of energy. Or is it? Now, remember I said I don't like grocery shopping, and the grocery store I go to all the time, at the very, very end before the checkout, there's the bakery. I love Bavarian cream donuts. Bavarian creams are the ones with chocolate on top, and they've got cream inside. They're fabulous. They're only about 270 calories. And sometimes I feel a little sorry for myself because I've had to do all this work grocery shopping. So I have been known at the end of the grocery trip to buy myself a Bavarian cream because I need a reward after working so hard. My question is, have I burned enough calories to actually burn up that donut? Well, I've used 7,608 joules of energy. Let's do a little conversion. 1 calorie is 4.184 joules, and that's 18 calories. Woohoo! That's a lot of calories. I should be able to have my donut, shouldn't I? No. And the reason why is calories, big C, and yes, I'm being tricky on purpose. Food calories are actually kilocalories. And so how many calories have I burned pushing my grocery cart around? Move this decimal 3 places. I have burned 1.8 kilocalories. You know what I can eat for 1.8 kilocalories? I can eat 1/5 of an Oreo cookie or 2 Tic Tacs. Yeah, it's sad. It's really, really sad. So give your friends and family some slack who are dieting and exercising. Burning calories is hard work.